the extortionate teachers unions. But
Hmm.
look, I think that it's a huge mistake, if you can avoid it, to send your kid off to daycare / prison for years of his life, where he'll absorb some things by osmosis. But unless he has an exceptional teacher, he's wasting his time. Not only that, but he's probably going to be bored and turned off on the idea of everything that has to do with school. It's a very bad idea from every point of view. Do you know that in Washington, D.C., which is a high-cost jurisdiction for this, but the cost per student for grade school per year is $15,000. And
It's amazing.
nationwide, the number, I know this number because I was just reading an article on this yesterday, analyzing this, and it was so shocking that I happened to remember the numbers. And the cost is $12,000 per year nationwide on an average. This is a gigantic waste. The only beneficiaries are these overpaid teachers. And it's not so much even the overpaid teachers, it's administrators. It's like any other bureaucracy. The longer it stays in existence, the less frontline soldiers you have, and the more administrators and back office people and paper shufflers and useless mouths that you have. No, the system should be abolished. In fact, I'm warming to the topic now. It's that most people don't know that the current mechanized public school system we have today, the first country to have put it into effect was Bismarck in Germany in the 1880s, after Germany was united. And they put together a public school system, and then it spread all over Europe and North America. And it was intended to train the workers and peasants to be good cogs in the machine, to fit into assembling things in factories and, you know, to be happy in their work in the fields or whatever. So it was corrupt from the very beginning.
You know, one thing I was thinking, I always had, growing up, I knew a couple of homeschooled kids, not many, but I knew a couple. And I don't really know if they probably were for religious reasons, it was why they were homeschooled, but I remember thinking that they were weird. The thought I always had is that there's something weird about these people, these kids. As I've gotten older though, and I've gotten to meet more homeschooled kids, or meet now adults who are homeschooled, what I actually find out, what I thought was weird about them when I was a kid, what it really was is that they didn't have the same sort of strange insecurity that kids who went through the public school system had. Like, they had this comfort with themselves and with their world, that if you went to a home, or if you went to a school, was sort of, you know, you could basically beaten out of you. You know what I mean? Like, you're socialized out of you. Like, you were supposed to question yourself all the time. You know, you kind of found yourself being judged by peer groups and by teachers, and so you just always, like, your sense of self, I guess, it gets diminished in those institutions, versus these seemingly you know, weird homeschool kids. I think that they just weren't broken. You know, I think they just were not institutionalized, is what I guess is the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that.